Hello friends, welcome back to Raju Notes channel. As part of the book review series, today we shall do the book review of a book by title Korea 1950 to 1953 by Edgar Ballance. The war fought in Korea is usually described in the present day military parlance as a limited war, and although the limitations were completely one-sided, it was a vindication of the strategy of a nuclear deterrence. It was only when they thought that atomic weapons were about to be used against them the communists concluded to an armistice agreement. The Korean War, in which a full-scale Chinese army clashed for the first time with the Western ones, and the myth that Chinese communist soldiers are able to march and fight indefinitely on a bandolier of rice, was conclusively exposed. Large-scale fighting ceased when the Chinese people voluntarily army, unable to stand up to the Western firepower, was beaten to a standstill within 8 months of crossing the Yalu River. It was a war in which the communist psychological warfare techniques were seen in action and were proved generally to be effective. It was a war in which soldiers of many nations fought together for the first time under the banner of United Nations, and it was a war bedeviled and complicated by the power struggles between the generals and the statements, and between generals and generals. In the end, it provided a satisfying demonstration that in democratic countries, at least generals, however headstrong or locally powerful, must not exceed the brief they have been given. It was a war in which, perhaps for the last time in history, nuclear weapons might have been used without the certainty, or at any rate without a serious risk of provoking a global conflict. And it was a war in which quite clearly the limitations of air power were exposed. Well, on the physical outlook of the book is of 8 in envelope size with hardbound cover. It has been published by Nataraj Publisher and is priced at 495 rupees. The book has about 171 pages in all, with large font size and excellent gap between the lines, making it a super easy read. The book has been divided into 11 chapters, including the appendices. The book flows from how Korea, a hermit kingdom, shot to prominence, how the communists attacked and with what aims, how the occupation progressed, and how did China figure out in this whole gambit. How did West see this threat to the democracy, how US launched a counter-offensive, and how MacArthur rose up to the occasion. Finally, the outcome of the war after a long stalemate and its effects in retrospect. The contents of the book have been exceptionally written in a very sequential manner and in a very easy English to understand. The language has been kept simple with the aim to explain what is required without any flowery adjectives. The topics are short, crisp, and to the point, which is the best part of this book. Lack of pictures and adequate maps make it little disappointing, but the content covers up for the deficiency. I personally feel this is the first book you should ever read if you wish to know about Korean War from scratch. The author has in-depth knowledge about the subject and what he has written. This book is certainly recommended to buy if you are interested. And summarizing this book was easy for me, and I could summarize this book in just about 38 pages in point form. Well, that's all friends in this edition of the book review. If you liked it, please press that like button to encourage me, and if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please help me by doing so. I shall be covering the other books also shortly, in addition to the current affairs and the SMT updates every 15 days, what I keep doing on my YouTube channel. Thank you once again to all the subscribers who have helped me in spreading the news across to those who may have benefited from these videos. I pray for your good health and prosperity in future. Take care. Bye bye.